Welcome to Transport Vlog. My name is Paul and I'm back at Central Station. It's January 2022 and this section I'm standing in here has now opened, so there's much more space around here. So I'm going to have a little bit of a tour around Central Station and give you an update on all the Sydney Metro work that is happening here at the moment. So the upper level of the new Northern Concourse has now been completely opened up. This is what it looks like from the ticket barriers on the east side of the Grand Concourse. Most of this footage was taken on the 1st of January 2022. And this is how it looked back in October 2021. There's a link to this video in the description below. With the ticket gates now on the left, you can see how open and spacious this area now is. There is still a small white hoarding, but this doesn't take up much space. I covered this new Northern Concourse in detail in my May 2021 update video. There's a link in the description below. So in this video, I'm going to focus on the recent changes. Now looking back towards the ticket gates. And this is how it looked 3 months earlier. This additional space will massively increase the throughput of passengers coming from platforms 1 to 8 and then going to the other Sydney Trains platforms, and it also provides the additional capacity necessary for passengers interchanging with Sydney Metro in the future. The work between the escalators and platforms 9 to 12 has now been completed and there is lots of additional space here as well. Now on the lower level with the escalators behind me. Behind the white hoardings over on the left will be 2 new escalators that will lead to the Sydney Metro North-South Concourse. More on this in a moment. The entrance that is closed off is the Olympic Sprint underpass, which goes to platforms 16 to 25. This was closed for much of 2021, but it did open for a few weeks during November and December. You can now see the 2 lifts. These currently go to the upper level, coming out near platform 12. In the future, they will also go down to the new North-South Metro Concourse. And now coming into view is where 2 more escalators will go. These will also lead to the Sydney Metro North-South Concourse, so that's 4 escalators in total. Here is an artist's impression of the new Sydney Metro North-South Concourse. You can see the escalators that I mentioned earlier to the left and right. In the middle, you can see a set of 3 escalators that will lead to the Sydney Metro platforms. The 2 lifts are in the centre, although they are a little hard to see in this image. This is one of 2 banks of 3 escalators. The other bank will provide access to the platforms from Central Walk. More on this later. This image was taken from a recent Sydney Metro Central Station newsletter. Now back to the lower Northern Concourse area. And these 2 escalators are conveniently located close to the 4 escalators that come from the upper level of the Northern Concourse. As you can see, parts of the Station Master's office on the left and all of the rear of the Central Electric building are currently covered up. This is to allow sandblasting and ongoing restoration work to take place on these iconic sandstone buildings. And the majority of the front of the Central Electric building is covered up as well. And here is how it looks from the train. Behind these 2 lifts there used to be 3 platforms, so platforms 13, 14 and 15. These were demolished to allow the Sydney Metro station to be built underneath it. Now 2 of these platforms are going to be rebuilt, so let's take a look at what is happening with this at the moment. This new canopy is for the existing platform 12, which is over on the right, and the new platform 13, which is on the left. Here are some closer views of this new canopy over platform 12. You can see the wires for lighting and comms systems. On platform 16, most of the hoardings have been removed now, giving you an excellent view of the new work to create the 2 new platforms, which are going to be platforms 13 and 14. This is looking north. You can see the new canopy for the new platform 14. At the north end of this platform, you can see a ventilation building. This will provide air to the tunnels, keeping them cool. There is a similar building at the south end of this platform. The ventilation building on the north side is sandwiched between the feature roof of the northern concourse and platform 14. Notice the artwork on the right hand side. There are 4 square boxes that are currently used to access the Sydney Metro North-South concourse below and also the platforms. The first one is here. And here is the second one coming into view now. The third one is where these weird looking air pipes are. Let's take a closer look. I believe these air pipes provide ventilation into the station box and also help with removing dust and other things in the air as well. Now the view from platform 16 is pretty good, but it's even better from the window of a northbound North Shore Line train. You can see the edge of the third box here. I believe that these will be glazed over to allow natural light into Central Walk, which is immediately below. You can now see the start of the canopies. Judging by the position of the 2 canopies and the boxes that I mentioned earlier, it looks like there will be a large gap between platforms 13 and 14. Information on what is going on here is hard to find, so if you do know, do let us all know in the comments below. Now in view is the second box. This could potentially bring natural light into the north-south concourse area and perhaps even to the Sydney Metro platforms below. And just behind the ventilation building is the first box that I mentioned earlier. Work continues on the services and tunnel ventilation buildings on the south side of the station. I believe that there will be 3 separate buildings in total. This is viewed from platform 11. The reason for 3 separate buildings is to avoid having one large long wall that would obstruct views of the old Regent Street station building, commonly known as the mortuary station, from the train and suburban platforms. And if you've never heard of the mortuary station or want to know more, then I've put a link to an article in the description below. Now in view on the left is the south end of platform 12. Now for some on-train footage of the construction site approaching Central Station. In this area it is mainly machinery and porter cabins. These 4 structures on stilts look very interesting. If you know what their purpose is, do let us all know in the comments. There is more artwork on the side of these services and ventilation buildings. Here is some footage from another train. This one is coming into platform 16, and here is the 4th square box. This could also potentially bring some natural light into Central Walk. Central Walk is a new east to west underground concourse that will connect platforms 16 to 25 to the Sydney Metro North-South concourse and platforms. It will also provide escalators to platforms 16 to 23 for the first time. Each suburban island platform will have 2 escalators and 1 new lift. In this artist's impression image, Central Walk is this section. The new North-South Sydney Metro concourse is here, along with the second set of escalators that lead down to the Sydney Metro platforms. On platforms 16 and 17 and 18 and 19, new lifts are appearing above the blue hoardings. Back in December 2021, platforms 16 to 19 were closed over a weekend. During this time, the hoardings were temporarily removed to reveal 2 new escalators on platforms 16 and 17. The following day, the hoardings were back up again and this was no longer visible. The beginnings of the new station building for the Chalmers Street entrance is starting to appear, as you can see here. So I'm now on Randall Lane. This is quite a run-down street, but this is the rear end of the construction site for the new Chalmers Street entrance, and there will be an entrance on this street. This is the back of the Chalmers Street station building, and this is where the Randall Lane entrance will be. I hope this will revitalise Randall Lane. On the other side is a concrete slab, and it looks like this will get higher over time. So that's my update on all the Sydney Metro work that is happening here at Central Station as of January 2022. If you enjoyed this video, do give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and do leave a comment or question below. I'll do my best to answer any questions. If you haven't subscribed to the Transport Vlog YouTube channel, then please do, and also consider supporting me on Patreon. There's a link in the description below. So I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.